y'all? It's Dr. Paul with another mail call. I have over 40 years experience collecting comics, and the channel is where I share my experience and my passion for collecting, investing, and conservation of comic books with you all. Today, we have a really special book. This is an early, pre-war DC Golden Age comic in very high grade that I purchased from another comic book connoisseur through eBay in a negotiated price. So I'm very excited to see it, and many of you know I'm working on an All-Star Comics full run. This may be related to that. While I fumble opening this box, please hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and stay tuned. All right. Always a lot of anticipation when I'm opening up one of these Golden Age beauties. Just such treasures to have survived 80 years. Survived a war during which there were paper drives. Survived floods, tornadoes maybe. Who knows what kind of natural disasters. Survived kids who were abusive. This always amazes me that these books are available in high grade still. There's a lot of tape on this. Normally I sort of try to save and reuse bubble wrap. There's so much tape on this, I think I'm just gonna cut it. I want to thank everybody again for joining me today. We just passed 500 subscribers for the channel. I'm very excited about. Some of you may know that to monetize your channel on YouTube, you have to have 1,000 subscribers. So, while that's not my main reason for doing this, it is a goal of mine to get there, and so getting halfway there is something I've been working on for a few months now, and feels good. Feels good to hit some intermediate goals on my way to my larger goals. I wasn't kidding when I said fumble with this packaging, huh? We're almost there. Just this way we can build some excitement, some anticipation. Looks like we got a little handwritten note. Let me remove that just so we don't accidentally share any information somebody wouldn't want shared. And then we can do... Boy, that looks nice, doesn't it? A reveal. Wow. Look at that. That's a beauty, isn't it? There's a little bit of dust on it. I'm going to get something to wipe that off. This is just a Swiffer. Don't tell your wife, but these are great for cleaning comics and comic cases in particular. All right, now we got a little bit better view of this book. Boy, it's a real stunner. Well, what is it and why do we care? Obviously, this is All-Star Comics number 6. It's a CGC 8.0 with off-white to white pages. It's the August-September 1941 issue. So this is really early Golden Age, obviously pre-war. It features a whimsical E.E. Hibbard cover that I've always liked and a script by Gardner Fox. It's notable for being the issue that the Flash moves to lifetime honorary member status for the JSA, having been awarded his own book, All Flash, the first issue of which came out the same month as this book. So in this issue, Johnny Thunder takes his place as a full member of the JSA. It's also the first bi-monthly issue. Issues 1 through 5 were published quarterly, but from this issue through the last Golden Age issue, number 57, the series is published bi-monthly. In case you don't know why so many of us are obsessed with the JSA, they were the first superhero team in all of comic books. All-Star Comics featured the JSA for 11 years. From their first appearance in issue number 3 in 1940 until issue number 57 in March of 1951. And it has several big key issues in addition to the first appearance of the JSA, including the first female superheroine in all of comics, Hawkgirl, in issue 5, the first time Batman and Superman meet in issue 7, and the first appearance of Wonder Woman in the huge issue number 8, the Mega Key. It also features the first appearance of villains Brainwave, the Psycho Pirate, the Wizard, Per Degaton, and the Injustice Society. All-Star Comics is one of the most important and influential of Golden Age comic book series for many reasons. It's my favorite Golden Age title, and one of my life goals is to complete the Golden Age run in mid to high grade. And this issue gets me one step closer. There were 9 JSA team members in this issue: Hawkman, the Sandman, Green Lantern, Johnny Thunder, the Atom, honorary member the Flash, Dr. Fate, the Spectre, and Dr. Midnight. Art on the introductory and conclusion chapters was handled by E.E. Hibbard, who also handled the line art for the Flash's chapter. The team is throwing a party for the Flash, congratulating him on moving on and making him a lifetime honorary member, when Johnny Thunder arrives and announces that his girlfriend gave him permission to join the JSA. Shouldn't they all be excited? They decide to play a prank on him and send him after Killer McPansy, who's not really a criminal, but an old codger with a printing press who publishes stories of himself as a gangster. Unfortunately for Johnny, real gangsters decide to use Killer McPansy as a patsy and arrive at Killer's place just before Johnny, and, well, antics ensue. Stan Ash did the art for the Dr. Fate chapter, Cliff Young handled art chores for the Sandman's chapter, Bernard Bailey penciled and inked the Hourman's chapter, Ben Flinton was the artist for the Adams chapter, Bernard Bailey was the artist for the Spectre's chapter, Erwin Hassan was responsible for visuals on the Green Lantern's chapter, and Sheldon Moldoff, the regular Hawkman artist in Flash Comics, masterfully rendered the Hawkman's chapter. These are thick books, as we've talked about before. They're really like a tome, and each of those chapters is long. And really, in these days, you couldn't have done this with one artist. All these artists are able, but for me, the art of Bernard Bailey and especially Sheldon Moldoff really stands out as just a bit above, just a cut above the rest. There are 91 universal copies of All-Star Comics number 6 in the CGC census, with a median grade of 5.5. So this copy at 8.0 sits at the 18th percentile. It's very difficult to place a true fair market value on these comics because they trade hands rather infrequently, even one like this that has a CGC census of nearly 100. Go Collect notes only 3 CGC graded sales of All-Star Comics number 6 in the past 12 months. A 4.0 with off-white to white pages that sold in a heritage auction in June of 2022 for $960 plus shipping and taxes. A 5.0 with off-white pages that sold in a different heritage auction in December of 2022 for $870 plus shipping and taxes. And a 9.2 with off-white to white pages that sold for $3,960 in a heritage auction in June of 2022. The last time an 8.0 changed hands was actually this exact book, which sold in May of 2019 in a heritage auction for $1,800. So how'd I do? I purchased this book from the seller in a negotiated offer on eBay for $2,195 plus shipping and taxes. Now this book is obviously for my personal all-star collection, and I'm not looking to sell it anytime soon. But I still want to be very well bought on my collection because getting a good deal on a super rare Golden Age high-grade book is a big part of the fun for me. As I've discussed before, you typically need to pay market prices to acquire books like this with CGC census counts under 100. If I were trying to bargain hunt these books, it's just not realistic to believe I could complete a full run of All-Star in my lifetime. With that in mind, I was thrilled to add a high-grade copy of an All-Star Comics at a price that I thought was very fair, given that the book is above 20th percentile in the census and is an early pre-war Golden Age All-Star Comics issue. I do own a lower grade raw copy of All-Star Comics number 6 that presents pretty well. It was one of the first Golden Age comic books I ever purchased over 20 years ago now. I'll probably clean this one up a bit and submit it to CGC. Selling this copy will likely offset my costs on this 8.0 by approximately a third, and I don't need 2 copies. I'd rather someone else enjoy this copy that I've had for so long in my collection. I hope you enjoyed this video on this Golden Age All-Star comic featuring the JSA. I'll be looking to add as many more reasonably priced, mid to high grade All-Star comics to my personal collection toward my goal of completing the original run. Stay tuned, I have at least a few more All-Star unboxings coming soon. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. Let me know in the comments below what your collecting goals are. Until next time, happy hunting and take care of one another.